He wanted to just get some and go. What's up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to another ride here with me in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We're just going to take it a little easy, and so today I want to talk to you guys about something kind of fun. We're just going to talk about what it's going to feel like the very first time you get on your motorcycle. This is something a lot of people are actually really nervous about when they get their first bike, even after getting their license, because going out on the road can still make you feel a little bit nervous, especially when you live in a congested area where cars and trucks may haul ass past you, old son. So today we're going to talk about how to get over some of those hurdles, you know, the mental hurdles, the mental roadblocks that are keeping you from maybe going out and having the most fun you could be having on your bike. Anyways, today we're here riding my Triumph Street Scrambler, and dang, old son, it sounds so good. This bike is so much fun to ride, especially with this Vance & Hines exhaust that I have on here. But anyways, first things first, the first time you go out on the road, it may scare you a little bit. I know that it scared me, it scared some of my buddies who just started riding, and it's kind of nerve-wracking because even when you practice or you go through the MSF course, you're still mostly in first gear. Maybe you hit second or even third, but now you're licensed and you're good to go. But getting out there on the street with cars flying past you may be kind of nerve-wracking. You may be thinking, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? I'm about to die, y'all. I was no different starting out riding here in Atlanta with drivers flying around, being, you know, incredibly aggressive. So you have to learn to you know, get out there, switch gears, remember to use your turn signals, brake with both hands or with your hand and a foot, all that. And it's honestly a little overwhelming because there's so much stuff that you haven't committed to muscle memory yet that you won't really get to until you get some experience on the bike, you know? Like, y'all, there's really no way to get around it other than just diving right in with no floaties, y'all, which is really the only way through it. First, start with your neighborhood, you know, and practice on your bike so that you can understand how your bike is going to behave in hard corners or hard braking situations or accelerating circumstances or situations where you'd have to accelerate quickly in an area that you are familiar with, and that being the key there. Things, or an area where you're familiar with, where you know what's coming around the next corner. You'll want to practice going up and down through the gears, looking through the corners, all that other sort of good stuff. And y'all, spend an afternoon or even a couple of days doing this, because all bikes handle differently, which is not as noticeable with a car or a truck. Once you do that, start venturing out to main roads in your town. Still somewhere where you know the surrounding area, where you know what's coming, but somewhere with stoplights and traffic and higher speeds. So like in Atlanta, I started out on Roswell Road because it's a large 5-lane road that has a little bit, you know, faster speed limits, especially as you go north of Atlanta, and has a moderate amount of traffic that you can use to get used to. The main thing here is not to go for hell or leather, but to put yourself in a situation where you're feeling comfortable and like you can control the bike. Then once you've done that, you can venture out a bit further and hit a twisty road or something of the like, and learn to, you know, really trust the motorcycle. And guys, that's another key. You got to learn to trust the motorcycle through the corners on the street. Learning to handle the motorcycle on curves with depending radiuses, or learn to power up out of corners is a lot of what you'll need to learn to reliably trust yourself and your bike on the street. And then once you do that, you can start to pick up your speed, but start off by cruising around first. Dang, old son, he wanted to just get some and go. We're not looking for any tickets today though, y'all. We're just here just trying to have a little fun, just here hanging around. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. There's no setting records. The best way to learn to do something safely is doing it a bit more slowly than you think you may need to. And I mean, like, one of my friends went out right after buying his first bike, on his way home actually, and laid it down in a corner. And again, on his way home, even after taking the MSF course, because he went in a corner a little bit too fast and panicked and slammed on the brakes. So you got to learn to trust the tires and trust the bike. Also, the goal here is to just have fun. So don't worry about blasting around or impressing the idiots behind you. You're not going to be setting lap records, and you don't need to be the fast boy out there, do you? No, you don't, guys. You don't need to be the fast boy. So next, once you've learned your bike and you know how it feels and can start to pick up the pace just a bit and start to learn how to, you know, outperform the traffic around you on the bike, which is probably the safest thing to practice while riding, you know, because bikes has significantly less protection than cars, so learning to outperform the traffic will actually keep you safe. But anyways, the last thing you'll want to learn is getting out on the highway. And this is something that I don't really like doing, as it's, you know, fairly uncomfortable. I don't love the constant wind noise, and the risk factor, at least here in Atlanta, with the overly aggressive drivers and the shitty roads, doesn't really make it worth it for me in most situations. So I kind of avoid it like anchovies on ice cream. But because of that, when I am really getting on the bike, it's to have fun, not necessarily to get from point A to B. So, you know, if that's my goal, I'm probably just going to hop in the truck or hop in a car or something like that. This said, getting out on the highway is probably what scares beginner riders probably the most. And the one thing you can do is get in the merge lane, get up to highway speed, find yourself a spot that you would want to merge in, and then just get right back off the highway. And then, guys, you can just continue to do, guys or girls, y'all know what I'm trying to say. You can just do that over and over again until you start to feel comfortable with it. Once you feel comfortable with that, you can start working your way across the highway into the left lanes. And again, learning to outperform the traffic yet again on the highway while getting used to having other vehicles going at higher speeds around you is going to be key there. My controversial opinion to that, and most people are going to probably hate me for this, is that if you find yourself on a highway and you can't really get off, but you feel like you're in an uncomfortable situation, go ahead and get in the left-hand lane and just cruise. This way you don't have to worry about the people flying by you on both sides. You can kind of keep up with traffic and only really worry about the people on your right, which in most cases you'll be keeping up with, if not going even a little bit faster than them. So you'll be able to keep tabs on where they're at a little bit better and focus on what's going on in front of you. Anyways, y'all, to wrap it up, the first time you get out on your motorcycle, it's probably going to scare you a little bit, and that's totally fine. A lot of stuff is going to happen, and you're not necessarily going to be used to it yet. You might not have the muscle memory to just make things happen with the bike without thinking them through. You really need to start out by going out and riding your bike in your neighborhood on your terms, and then move to larger roads within your neighborhood. And then after that, take it to a twisty road, then build up your speed a little bit. But remember, there's no prize at the end of a twisty road. Once you do that, then you move out onto the highways. And if you're not comfortable, again, like I was saying, guys, get right back off the highway, try again until you become comfortable with the idea of it. And lastly, guys, get over to the left-hand lane if you find yourself on the highway and still feel a little bit nervous. But anyways, y'all, motorcycling is one of those things you'll have for the rest of your life if you do it the correct way and learn the correct way and learn to be safe and to, you know, outperform traffic around you. So even if you see some dummy in a Mustang passing you by or bussing past y'all, just stay your course, ride your ride, and remember, you're out there to have fun. There's no reason to race that idiot, you know? But just like that, this video is over. Y'all know what to do. If this video resonated with you, or if you found it helpful in any sort of way, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Cheers!